Final score at Celtic Park, Celtic 4, Falkirk 1, and that's Celtic back into the quarter-finals of this season's Premier Sports Cup. This is Tino with the Final Whistle show, coming to you live right on the final whistle. As I've said before in the prep for this, new software, all sorts of things going on in the Patreon. What could possibly go wrong, but hopefully all goes well. Let us know your comments, and I'll see they should pull through to this live chat, but we'll try our best to get round as many of them as we can. Let's start for the very top. In terms of the lineup, it was always going to be quite tricky in terms of what Brendan Rodgers went with. There perhaps wasn't as many options as he could have had, in terms of the squad depth and the choices he could make. But he's made 6 changes overall. Dane Murray being a big one. He's obviously signed a new contract today, and you can let us know your thoughts on that. He's here till 2028 at least. Whether he goes out on loan or not is a different question. But Dane Murray comes in at the back. Sinisalo comes in. Let's see who else. Trusty returns. Arnie Engels, Luke McCowan, and Johnny Kenny. And a fairly mixed bag. I think he's right to make those changes. And the challenge for Brendan Rodgers, wearing a tie on this occasion, no less. The challenge there is to find the lineup that allows him to get valuable minutes in the legs at this early stage in the season. It's only game 3. Whilst looking slightly forward to the game against Kaimat Almaty on Wednesday. And we'll cover that all in a bit more detail later on in the piece. We'll be here, or I'll be here for about 20 minutes tonight. I actually thought in general it was a really good warm-up exercise for that. I think generally speaking Celtic played well. It was free-flowing, it was high tempo. And I actually thought there was an intensity from the start and a relentless nature about what Celtic were doing. A lot of it coming through KT. Lots of early chances, in that first half, whether it was KT, let me see, yep, Kieran Tierney doing some good things, Arnie Engels doing some good things, James Forrest doing some good things. Johnny Kenny, I thought, sold himself a wee bit short tonight. You're not going to get that many opportunities to play number 9 for Celtic. I think there's no doubt, frustrating as it may be right now, Celtic must, and I think will sign a striker by the end of this month. And I think that would reduce Johnny Kenny's chances even further. So when he gets that wee window tonight, I think he's got to do better. I think he's had a couple of half chances, not glaring chances, but half chances. And the one that actually sticks in mind is the one where he was played through, slightly out on the right-hand side. And I thought he should have used his pace. He was effectively one-on-one with the last defender. He's got pace. We've seen it, if anyone's seen any of the clips from the Europa Conference League stuff that he was involved in with Shamrock Rovers. He's a pacey kid, and I thought there was a chance for him to get by that last defender and get a shot away. Instead, he hits one from whatever it was, 20-odd yards, and I thought it was a wee bit weak all round. So, not great, generally speaking, from Johnny Kenny. Before I forget to say so, I ask at the top of the piece on Patreon in the comments section, scoreline predictions. My own prediction was 3-1 pre-match. Close but not close enough. Myth was 2-1. But credit to San Fran Celtic and to Obi-Wan, who both nailed it with 4-1. So well done to the lads there. The prize is absolutely F-all, but well done. We'll maybe look at a prize or a league table or something moving forward. But for tonight, it's just pride, lads. That's all you're playing for. Let's talk about the goal. The goal comes around about 26 minutes in. And just very pleasing all round for a few different reasons. Daizen Maeda getting back on the score sheet, very important for Celtic. There's been a bit of speculation, and we've touched on it ourselves, that he's maybe not quite looked himself in these first couple of games, maybe just a wee bit off it, maybe even body language. We'll become experts in body language at this time of year, but he just didn't quite look himself in the first couple of games. And that said, there was never any lack of work rate, never any lack of industry, generally speaking. You get what you get from Daizen Maeda. But I just thought he looked more on it tonight. He looked very lively from the off. There's this new theory, this new myth, that him and KT can't play together, that they're taking up each other's spaces. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. I think good players can play well together, and they find those spaces and they manage to do what they do. So I actually thought the two of them were very good in general, and it was great to see them link up for the opening goal. From KT's point of view, it's a second assist in 3 games, and he's enjoying life back at Celtic Park, and so he should. I've seen several comments. I was watching a wee bit of commentary on social media during the game, and several folks just pointed out that whatever else is going on, and I'm not going to touch on any transfer stuff generally speaking tonight, but whatever else is going on, for Celtic to land a player of Kieran Tierney's calibre is exceptional business. So credit where it's due. Whoever had that conversation, whoever brokered that, brilliant stuff for Celtic and great to have him back. That said, didn't stop him making an arse of a chance at one point in the first half. I'm saying a chance, but it came out to him maybe at an angle inside the box, and he just looked to get the foot wrapped round it first time, and he got it all wrong. Tied himself in knots. But that can happen. He's such an enthusiastic guy though. He just bounces it off and gets on with it, and great to see. But yeah, so he sets up Daizen Maeda for the opening goal, and it's everything Celtic deserve. You know, relentless at that moment in time, really taking the game to Falkirk, and a lot of the talk pre-match was Falkirk's brave attempt, if you want to call it that, last time out. We played them in the quarter-finals last season. Celtic eventually won 5-2. I think we're 2-1 down at one point with maybe half an hour-ish to go. And there was a wee bit of talk about, you know, Celtic having to dig deep on that night. I actually think, truth be told, we were always in control more or less on that occasion. But tonight, I think from a Falkirk point of view, their players must have thought they were up against it from the first whistle. And as I say, I think that relentless nature from Celtic, again, when talking pre-match, I done the pre-match with Miff just yesterday. And one of my points at the time was the fact that because Celtic were going to introduce fringe players, I didn't know if Yamada might have played tonight, Bernardo might have got a start, and various others, but whoever was going to come in, and as I say, 6 changes, those guys come in motivated because they know for some of them there's a wee bit of last chance saloon. Might sound a bit dramatic, but as I say, Johnny Kenny doesn't know where the opportunities are coming from. They're not going to be that, or not, there won't be that many of them, so he needs to make the most of it. Sinisalo, you know, Schmeichel at the moment is the number one. Dane Murray's up against it, albeit he signed his new deal. Trusty finds himself down the pecking order. Jemai Simpson-Pusey's come in, and that might add further pressure, and so on and so forth. So these guys that do play tonight, there was an onus on them to step up and show what they're made of. And I thought maybe a mixed bag, if truth be told. I thought Sinisalo was fine, made a couple of good stops. Murray was decent, and we'll get to his goal soon, and really pleased from there. Trusty, fine. Interesting game for Engels. Very interesting game. Set pieces, dead balls, exceptional. Still some slack moments in open play, but I thought he had a really decent game. I've seen some mixed thoughts on that. Luke McCown was decent. I don't think Kenny covered himself in glory. Let's get to the second half because there's so many talking points to cover there. And right off the bat, you know, Celtic generally pick up where they left off, but it's Alistair Johnston that gets the second goal. Okay, everyone, we're going to leave it there for now on this one, but if you'd like to watch the full episode, you can do that right now by joining us over on Patreon at patreon.com/Celtic Exchange. As a member, you'll get access to the rest of this episode, plus all of our additional shows, including pre- and post-match shows for every game, a range of extra episodes throughout the week, and loads more from the team here at Celtic Exchange. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up, and once you're in, you can continue watching the show on your device or directly on the brilliant Patreon app. So that's patreon.com/Celtic Exchange, or just click the link in the show notes. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you over on Patreon shortly.